Here's a statistic that should make every person who has ever suffered through a brutal workout pause for a second. According to metabolism researcher Dr. James Levine at the Mayo Clinic, two people with the same body size and muscle mass can differ in daily calorie burn by as much as 2,000 calories just in how much they move during the day. 2,000 calories. Not from workouts, not from running marathons, not from some metabolism tea that tastes like regret, just from everyday movement. Which means you could be doing everything right. You lift weights, you go to spin class, you're eating protein, you're trying to stay consistent, and yet fat loss still feels harder than it should, like some distant dream. Meanwhile, someone else seems to maintain their weight without thinking about it. It's not magic, and it's not the hormone gods. A lot of the time, it's something researchers call NEAT. I think we've all heard of it. And once you understand what that is, you start looking at your daily life very differently. NEAT stands for non-exercise activity thermogenesis. All the calories your body burns from movement that isn't formal exercise. You know, like walking around the house, standing, cooking, cleaning, carrying groceries, taking the stairs, pacing while you're on the phone, fidgeting. Right now, me moving, all that counts. According to Dr. Levine's research, NEAT can account for hundreds to thousands of calories burned per day, depending on the person. Not from workout, just from how their life is structured. And when people hear that, they usually have one of two reactions. Reaction number one is excitement. Reaction number two is realizing their day looks like chair, car, desk, chair again, couch, bed, with a workout in there, which, if we're being honest, is a pretty accurate description of modern life. So what I want to do today is break down what NEAT actually is, why it matters for metabolism fat loss, why smart, disciplined people often miss it, and 5 practical ways to increase it without turning your life into a second full-time job or to-do lists. Because this is not about doing more workouts. This is about making your normal life more metabolically active without necessarily feeling like it. A lot of people think exercise and daily movement are the same thing. They're not. You can absolutely be someone who works out regularly and still be what researchers sometimes call an active couch potato, meaning you exercise, but the rest of your day is extremely sedentary. Researchers Neville Owen and colleagues found that prolonged sitting is associated with negative metabolic effects even in people who meet exercise guidelines. So you can hit your workout and still spend most of your waking hours barely moving. And this happens to a lot of well-intentioned people. They wake up, they go to the gym, they crush their workout, they feel like a warrior, and they sit for 8 hours, drive home, sit for dinner, sit for Netflix, sit while scrolling their phone until their face falls on it. And that's just modern life, not a judgment. But from a metabolic standpoint, your body cares about total daily movement, not just your gym session. We're working in different systems. A workout might last 45 minutes. Your day lasts about 16 waking hours. So your body is constantly responding to the bigger picture. Are you mostly still or mostly moving? This is where NEAT comes in. Think of NEAT as the background movement of your life. It's the difference between someone who naturally moves all day and someone who mostly stays planted in one place. One person paces while thinking, runs outside real quick. One person sits. One person stands while working sometimes. One person sits 3 hours straight like a museum statue. And according to Dr. James Levine's studies, these lifestyle differences can result in up to 2,000 calorie difference in daily energy expenditure. Same body size, same general health, but very different movement patterns. And that's huge. That's the energy equivalent of running multiple miles, but no one calls it cardio. And it doesn't affect your appetite. It's just life. Another fascinating study by Levine found that people who naturally fidget and shift posture burned about 350 more calories per day compared to those who remain very still. 350 calories just from small movements. Foot tapping, standing up, walking around, changing positions, which means the body was never meant to stay still for long periods. Stillness is not neutral. Stillness is a modern invention. Our ancestors didn't sit all day. They gathered, carried, walked, reached, squatted, climbed. Their lives were full of small movements. Your body still expects that movement. Instead, we gave it office chairs. So let's go into 5 hacks. Hack number 1, the standing transition. Standing burns slightly more calories than sitting. Not dramatically more, but enough to matter, especially if you're doing it for 8 hours out of the day. According to a 2018 meta-analysis in the European Journal of Preventive Cardiology, standing burns about 0.15 more calories per minute than sitting. That sounds tiny because it is tiny per minute. But if someone replaced just 3 hours of sitting with standing, that could mean roughly 150 extra calories burned in a day.
Okay, before someone fact checks me into oblivion, it's actually closer to 25 to 30 calories for 3 hours, which sounds even less impressive. And that's exactly the point. Because no one thinks 30 calories matters until it's happening every single day. So let's actually do the math. Call it 30 calories a day, but 5 days a week, that's 150 calories a week. Over a year, that's 7,000 calories from literally just standing more. That's about 2 pounds of fat from one tiny habit you don't even think about. Okay, back to the video. I just wanted to clear that up.
The key is not standing all day like a flamingo, although you may if you like. Instead, think in transitions. Stand during phone calls. Stand while answering emails. Stand during quick tasks. Definitely stand when you're on social media. Standing tends to lead to more micro movement. You shift weight, you pace, you walk to grab something. You naturally move more. Sitting tends to trap you. Standing opens the door. Hack number 2, the walking multiplier. Walking might be the most underrated metabolic tool humans possess because it is so simple, it is repeatable, and it doesn't destroy your recovery like intense workouts sometimes do. Research published in JAMA Network Open in 2021 looked at step counts and long-term health outcomes. They found that adults taking around 7,000 steps per day had 50 to 70% lower risk of mortality compared to those taking fewer steps. And I'm not talking about zone 2 cardio, I'm talking about daily movement. Not marathon runners, not elite athletes, just people who moved more throughout the day. Another large review published in the Lancet Public Health found health benefits increasing progressively with higher daily step counts. Again, just to look at your sedentary habits. So walking is not just exercise, it's a metabolic multiplier. The easiest way to use it, attach walking to things you already do. After meals, during phone calls, while listening to podcasts, while thinking through a problem. Your brain also tends to work better while walking, which is why some of history's most productive thinkers, Darwin, Nietzsche, Steve Jobs, were known for their walking habits. You could be one of them. Apparently, big ideas like oxygen. Who would have thought? Hack number 3, the power of fidgeting. This one surprises people, but small movements matter. According to Dr. James Levine research, differences in spontaneous movement, things like fidgeting, posture changes, small activity bursts, can account for hundreds of calories of difference per day between individuals. So the person tapping their foot during a meeting, their metabolism might quietly appreciate that, even though everybody else hates it. This doesn't mean you need to be the world's most annoying leg shaker, but it does mean something important. Your body likes movement variety. It does. Shifting positions, standing briefly, stretching, pacing while thinking. Instead of sitting perfectly still for 2 hours like you're posing for a Renaissance painting, movement keeps circulation going, muscles engaged, energy expenditure slightly elevated. Those small shifts accumulate all day. Hack number 4, movement snacks. Okay, a movement snack is exactly what it sounds like. A tiny burst of movement that is a snack for your body. 1 minute, 2 minutes, 3 minutes, done throughout the day. It doesn't have to be long or complicated. Research on sedentary behavior has shown that interrupting long sitting periods with short activity breaks improves blood glucose regulation and metabolic health. Instead of one big workout followed by hours of stillness, the body benefits from frequent movement interruptions. Examples of movement snacks would be things like 10 squats, walking up a flight of stairs, stretching your hips, doing a quick mobility flow. You could do it standing, carrying something heavy, marching in place, calf raises. Think of them as metabolic refresh buttons. You press the button, your body wakes back up. Because after sitting too long, you can feel it. Your brain gets foggy, your hips feel like concrete, you keep hitting a wall with whatever you're trying to do, your posture becomes shrimp-like. Movement snacks break that cycle. Especially if you work from home, you got no excuse. Hack number 5, default movement. This is the big one. Not one hack, a lifestyle shift. Modern life removes movement. That's just a fact. Elevators, delivery, drive-throughs, remote everything, convenience everywhere, but convenience comes with a hidden cost. Your body moves less. So the goal becomes strategic inconvenience. Take the stairs. Walk short distances. Carry groceries. Pick up the food. Clean your space. Stand sometimes. Walk while thinking. Put things slightly farther away so you have to get up. Change the identity. Become the person who takes the stairs. Movement becomes the default, not the exception. When your environment encourages movement, your metabolism benefits without constant willpower. Fat loss isn't just about workout, and metabolism isn't just about food. Your body responds to the total movement environment of your life. According to the research from Dr. James Levine, NEAT can represent one of the largest contributors to daily energy expenditure outside of resting metabolism, which means small daily movement habits matter more than people think. Not because they're dramatic, and that's the point, but because they happen every single day on a small level. More standing, more walking, more shifting, more life. So now I'm curious, what's one way you already sneak more movement into your day? Are you that fidgeter that everyone hates but your metabolism loves? Do you walk during meetings, stand while working, pace on the phone? Drop it in the comments below so we can all relate. Subscribe for more grounded, science-based fitness advice and how to bring it into your real life, not just into your head. See you in the next one.